Hello there, and welcome to the Rosera Network. I am Rich Walker, and with me today is Matt Lorigan.
Hello.
Hi, Matt.
Hello.
We're looking at Final Fantasy VII Remake. Do you have any connection to this game whatsoever?
No, actually, I never played the original PS1 game, so I'm quite interested to see what the remake looks like.
Well, you've come to the right place, Matt. It's exactly what we're doing. So yeah, it's hard to describe this to a person who's never played it before, but like these opening scenes for me are iconic. I mean, this was what I played as a 15-year-old kid with a PlayStation 1. It was a big deal at the time, so to see it remade 23 years later is huge.
Were these the sort of cutscenes you were getting then on the PS1 game, just like really jazzed up, or?
Oh no, it was all in engine, like it is here.
Okay,
so
yeah.
Very kind of polygonal, stylized. Those static kind of pre-rendered backgrounds and stuff.
Nice, classic.
But yeah, I mean, this uses the Unreal Engine and it looks phenomenal. I mean, it's crazy, and to play, it's pretty special as well. I played about 4 hours.
Oh wow, okay,
and,
fair enough.
I really enjoyed it. It was one of those where I didn't really want to leave when they said time's up.
That's always a good sign, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. Any questions, Matt? Do you have specific questions?
Did all your childhood memories come flooding back? Did this do justice, I guess, to Final Fantasy VII that you have in your memory, like from playing it back in the day?
Actually, I think that's the best part of the game, is that it's like the kind of Resident Evil remakes recently.
Yeah.
It's that perfect balance of kind of feeling fresh, new, modern, but also really familiar and kind of bringing back those memories and feelings of nostalgia. I mean, like, look at that shot. It's beautiful.
It's not just like a reskin, is it? It doesn't just take the exact mechanics and go, oh, it's lovely and pretty in HD now.
No.
It's a real from the ground up remake.
Yeah, completely, yeah.
With a new battle system, I understand.
Yeah, so you can play in classic mode, which is more turn-based, more traditional, but, I mean, I'm not sure why you would, really, because this is so immediate, so intuitive, and so enjoyable. It's kind of the best of both worlds. You've got kind of this almost Devil May Cry-ish hack and slash action with you got a dodge roll, you've got all sorts of different moves and stuff, you've got a block, so there's a bit of strategy going on. And then you've got elements of the turn-based RPG stuff where you can kind of slow the action down and make choices and, you know, command your party to do different spells and things like that.
Oh, nice. Is it anything like the Final Fantasy 15 battle system?
Yes. I mean, that is its closest kind of touchstone, really, I would say, in terms of gameplay. If you played Final Fantasy 15, it's the most similar to that.
But with more sort of like more turn-based. It's not turn-based, I guess, but it slows down to allow you to make choices.
Yeah, I suppose the difference really is the ATB stuff, the active time battle things, which were part of Final Fantasy VII, the original.
Yeah.
So you've got a two-segmented gauge, and that dictates how many abilities you can do.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So each segment is an ability, but when you pick that ability, some might use one segment, some might use two. It's really easy and straightforward to kind of figure out.
Oh, who's this fella?
So this is the Scorpion Sentinel. He was a far less kind of flashy boss in the original. It went on for a while, his fight, I seem to remember, but not quite as long and protracted as this.
Oh, okay. So it went on for a long time in the original game, but
not
this
as long
feels
as this.
even longer.
Yeah, this is very involved. So you've got this field generator to target here, and a full frontal assault here just won't do anything.
Oh, okay.
It's really
quite
good.
Tactical?
Yeah. See, so I'm using like spells to kind of keep my party healed. And
nice, okay.
You want to use thunder spells on him and stuff to weaken him and whatnot. I should be dodge rolling there. I'm probably hammering circle trying to do that, but when you're stuck, getting hit by shells, not much you can do about it. But there's stuff like this where you've got to hide behind like that rubble there, otherwise you'll get lasered to death.
And that's sort of thing that wouldn't be in the original game at all, was it? Just turn-based, you go, I go type of stuff.
Exactly that. So you can see the ATB gauge there, and it's got your status effects and stuff.
Oh, nice.
Cloud's on his last legs there, so I'm trying to get some potions on the go.
Do you reckon then that, like, obviously if this is their big new battle system and it combines what made the original great and what made like the newer Final Fantasy games great, do you reckon that classic system is just in there because they're slightly worried they're going to piss people off, like too different from the original game? Like,
yeah, either that or it's something for the fans that's an option if they really want that original experience in some form. Limit breaks are back. That's good.
Nice,
Yeah, really cool moves. I deliberately saved that up to finish him with. So, yeah. I think it's just that, really. It's there if you want it.
Yeah.
But, like I say, I would probably play it this different way because I've been there and done that. you know?
Yeah, that game still exists if you want to go back and play
Yeah.
it, doesn't it? Whereas this is a complete reimagining. What about all the characters and stuff then? Are they how you remember them? Are they all...
It's funny that, because, yeah, they are. I was thinking when Barrett came along and he starts talking, you're like, yeah, this is the Barrett I know. This is how he sounded in my head, because obviously it was all delivered via text windows in the original.
Oh, God, yeah,
So
newly voice actors.
Yeah, they didn't have any voices. So that's cool. They've got the essence of the characters in there. Everything's it just feels good and looks good and
it
plays
does look
well.
Pretty stunning. There's not a lot of nice lighting effects there.
Yeah.
Like,
And I know 4 hours is like a drop in the ocean when it comes to, like, this is going to be like a 40, 50 hour game, isn't it? I know it's the first episode in a planned kind of saga for this remake.
Are we expecting this first episode in it to be that sort of like 40, 50 hour JRPG?
That's what they're saying. That is the official line, is that you're looking at, what was that? What the official statement? 30 to 40, 50 hours at a push or something?
Something like that.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously they've fleshed out a lot of smaller scenes.
Yeah.
This kind of stuff. I don't remember this from the original at all.
So what are you doing when you're outside of combat?
Exploring, going from A to B. You've got a little compass at the top, which I guess goes away when you're battling. But there's a little compass with directional waypoints. Take you to different places. I imagine the full game will probably have a lot of side activities as well. In fact, they've announced there'll be side quests and all sorts. So, yeah it's going to be a pretty meaty first episode offering, I should think. I would like to know how many episodes it's going to be, though. And I get the impression that Square Enix still don't know themselves, because I did ask Yoshinori Kitase and the co-director Naoki Hamagashi, is it? Hamagashi? Oh, God, I'm sorry, I've forgotten his name. That's awful. I did ask them about the episodic thing, and yeah, it was just like, we're not answering questions on that at the moment. And that makes me think, well...
Maybe they don't know.
Still not quite sure. Because it's interesting.
Does this take you up to where the first disc would end on the original games?
Or
is it even earlier than that?
Well, this is it. I don't know, because... all I can go on is screenshots and gameplay they've shown thus far, and I don't think I've seen any Golden Saucer or anything like that. They haven't shown the overworld as far as I know. I haven't seen any of that, so that makes me wonder, like, is the whole thing going to be set in Midgar then? Are you going to go outside of Midgar? Will it end when you leave Midgar? Is it going to end when you meet Sid in the airship? I don't know.
No, that's fair.
I don't know.
So you loved playing these 4 hours as like a big Final Fantasy VII fan, but someone like me, someone who's never really played Final Fantasy VII, I know a bit about it. I know Cloud, I know Tifa, but never really played the original game. Don't have that sort of nostalgic attachment to it.
Yeah.
What will I get from it? I guess if I go in blind, like, will I still be like, oh, this is a fantastic new game? Or
I think that's the thing. I think I don't think it's going to matter whether you played the original or not, because it's still a really, really accessible, fun action game. Again, based on what I've played so far, and it's got those RPG aspects all present and correct. And then you've got this stuff like. This is the lead into a big boss battle with this airbuster thing.
Okay, yeah.
And you find these key cards. You can choose one thing in each room, up to, I think there's like 4, to get rid of from this boss's loadout to make the battle a little bit easier.
Oh, nice. I quite like that.
So that's a cool little thing, right?
Little tactical planning ahead of time.
Do I get rid of his big bombs? Do I reprogram his AI so he's slower?
Yeah.
Do I make him less powerful? Yada yada. So I did a little bit of everything and got rid of 2 sets of his bombs. So the frequency of his bomb strikes would go down, so you can see what I've done here.
Yeah.
This is kind of his loadout now, his enhancements.
And so you made that boss. Could you miss that stuff, do you reckon? Or was
No, it's part of the story, but the choices you make are up to you. So you might choose to get rid of all his bombs completely, or all of his M units, or whatever, to reduce his mobility, or yada yada, or the AI, or whatever it is, I don't know. yeah, it's cool little things like that I like.
You're switching between characters on the fly, aren't you?
Yeah, you can press the D-pad, and you can change between playing as different characters. So just like that, you can be Tifa.
Yeah.
But also, if you press the triggers, you'll command each character as well. So you can stay as one character if you want, and then issue commands to other characters without having to play as them. It's a really, really streamlined system. It's really, really well done.
I mean, it looks like you're sort of moving from one to another quite
It's very
effortlessly.
smooth, yeah.
And like, if you're not commanding, the AI takes over, I'm guessing. And
yeah, the AI does its thing. And I mean, the commands are really for when you need a spell or something, or say they get a limit break and you want to do that, or one of them gets access to a summon, as you're going to see Leviathan in a bit, that kind of thing. Yeah, it's just very, very good.
It looks very good. I like all these like massive over-the-top attacks as well, like the big sword attacks and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, they're very cool. And you've got all the different weapons and things, like Barrett has a different gun here. When I actually played this is B-roll now, I actually changed Cloud's sword to a more powerful thing.
Oh, nice, okay.
So there's all that stuff you remember, like the bangles and different bits and bobs, and obviously the materia, system's back. So if you remember that, you'll be happy to see that's in. Yeah, it's really interesting how Square Enix have done this, that they've made it something that feels new but nostalgic and familiar.
It almost feels more of a risk. Like, I was genuinely quite surprised when I first saw it announced that they were... Because people loved that original game so much. To go and be like, we're going to basically make a brand new game out of it, and it will play differently, and it won't be exactly what you remember.
Yeah.
But it sounds like they've sort of succeeded in that sense, or at least from what you've played.
Absolutely. I've got to admit, when the announcement initially came out that it was going to be a complete remake from this third-person perspective, like hack and slash thing, I was like, what are they thinking?
Yeah.
What are they doing?
Yeah.
Why? But having played it and seen more of it, I'm like, yeah, great. If I want the original, I can still play the original.
Yeah, that exists. It's HD in places, like that's still there to go back to, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Like
but
everything ever, I think, at this point.
Look at this. I mean, this is like the original. These are things I sort of remember and am familiar with, but there's a whole new slant on it, a whole new interpretation of that game, and it's shaping up really, really nicely.
No, it does look really good. Now, you said you got a chance to sit down with some of the guys who were working on the game. Did you get any like juicy nuggets?
Well, there's going to be. I'm going to have an interview with the devs that I'll publish separately. I haven't transcribed that yet.
Okay, fair enough.
What the co-director? It's funny. He's actually a younger guy who grew up like I did playing the original, and it inspired him to want to be a developer. That's what he says. I don't know if that's true. It's a nice soundbite, isn't it?
It's good. Yeah, that's good. It's good.
So it's like a sort of dream come true for him to be working on this. And yeah, I suppose you can sort of see that passion in what I played.
Yeah,
you can totally see that. It's faithful to the source material, but sufficiently different that it's not the same game.
Yeah, the fact as a fan you've come and been like, I really like this. I cannot wait to keep playing. But that's a nice little hint there then.
Do you know what else? The music. The music is just those familiar themes, just goosebumps immediately. It's just it's so good. I wish we were allowed to show you like the opening cinematic.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, that got me.
Like right in the feels.
Oh, right in the feels. Yeah, seriously. I think there's probably a trailer out for it already, but yeah. If you love the original, you're gonna really, really eat this up. If you're not familiar with the original, I think you'll still enjoy it on its own merits because, look at it.
It's just a modern game, isn't it? Like there'll be a whole generation of people who just didn't grow up with turn-based JRPGs,
and in that case,
can just get right stuck into this.
Exactly, it's an all-new Final Fantasy as far as you're concerned.
Yeah. For me, especially actually, because I don't know the story. I mean, I know some of the story stuff you can't avoid, but like it would just be a completely new game for me, and like. Watching this and listening to you, I'm more interested than I was before. This looks like a really, really good game. Like, I don't know exactly what I was expecting, but it looks a bit brilliant.
Well, you haven't got long to wait now, Matt. It's coming April 10th to PlayStation 4. That was Final Fantasy VII Remake. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.